Morning. Good morning, YouTube world. My little coworker gave this when she came back from vacation from Mexico. I'm eating the last pastry. I forgot how to say it in Spanish, but yeah. It's a quick little 1 hour. I had to put my heater on because I'll take a shower in like 2 hours. Kind of got up early today. Um, ah, what's going on with everybody? Just doing 1 hour quick lives each day. I guess the days when I still work, it's gonna be quick lives because it's the only thing that I could do other than if I was to record at work. Now, today, yesterday we had a new schedule, so they hired one, but she was or she is going to be a prep cook. So she's gonna do prep cook, and then so that's not in my state. That is not in my location. That's not in my area. So prep cook has to stay with the cook. But now they hired another dietary aide. So today I just looked at my schedule and I have to train her. So that's gonna slow me down. Um and I know how it is in training. Like everything is not gonna be what you think is possible because you are too much like fluttered or like a brain kind of like I don't want to be here but I have to make my it depends. It depends if you're in there to really get down and make you know um make things like make things meet to just being coherent, being very respectful, being very open and not just like I don't have to listen to everything. You know what I mean? Um, but when they do listen to everything and they kind of get it, it makes it a whole lot easier. But every kitchen is not going to be the same as another. The only things that are the only things that you will see the same are appliances and kitchen knives and cutting board, kitchen tools, but everything else is different. Um so the way how you know people like have to start their day, they become very quiet. It depends on the person if they um have a lot of questions. Having questions is good because somebody that's training will actually look at things from before to get you to what makes them comfortable. So I think today I just woke up and I looked at the new schedule and I'm like, she has my station. I have to train her today. Well, I'm doing my own shit, but I have to train her. Um, Depression has nothing to do with training, sir. So, um, you make no sense, no sense. Um, First chattery that has a Hulk profile. You're like mental or something. There's something wrong with you. So basically, depending on if the person is an older person or a young person and the knowledge. So if it's an old person, they better get their little um their body into moving around in a kitchen, like how time is is everything to in a kitchen. Time. That's number one. Abdul, thank you. Welcome to my chat, Abdul Kadir Sharif. Sharif. Mm. A lot of Indian people think I'm Indian. But anyway, I was gonna put my content title as just saying what kind of tunes you like music. What kind of tunes am I listening to at work? And it's all kinds. It's all kinds. There's Latino music, which is called grupo, like group, and they say grupo. So grupos or banda, those are like that's how they call it in their country of how they listen. I'm sorry, of what they listen to. So they listen to a lot of um, band or group musics, or it could be single artists too. But I'll listen to like one is playing their little Mexican music, or one will be a ringtone, and then the other, when we start doing trays, when we start doing the line, one will listen to African music, and I'm like over here like, and then they all looking at me like, okay, she's the American one. she's like, she's the one that listens to all the radio stuff and all the R&B and rap music and shit. But I don't play my shit. I'll listen to it in my ear. Um, but I wasn't gonna put that as a content title because I just wanted to mention about all the people that are just they're country people at my work. So California is a very diverse state, but in the Bay Area is where you're really gonna find them. Um, I just put myself to the side, and it's like I'll look at them because I feel like they're like in a group of the same race, and then there's another little group that's the same race, and then I'm over here just like by myself. You know what I mean? Which that's how I look at myself, when I go anywhere around here. You know, you're your own self person. So, um, I don't know. A lot of people learn stuff from me, I guess. I guess from moving around type stuff, but that's only at work, or it's more of how you speak. Um, so I started there cool with all the staff, co-workers and stuff like that. It's just, the head person is just the one that everybody has to be kind of like shutting their lips to. Um yeah, this is all my hair. Um but see, Now, I just kind of do a little bit of keeping it down. Hold on, I'm gonna go warm up my coffee. I'll be right back. I know a lot of people think I'm Cambodian too, but um they only say Indian because of my hair. When you get closer to me in real life, they think like I'm Indian. I don't know why. It's probably my skin tone color or like my hair or something. Yeah, so um I'm gaining my subscribers very quickly in the past 2.5 weeks. I was at 889 and now I'm at 931. So I was at well, actually, I was at 881. So 881 in like um since March. And then now it's May. So a whole month and a half passed and I gained 50, or wait, I'm sorry, 60. So 881, 19, 20, 30. So there there's 50, I believe, right? That's 50. So 50 subscribers in a month and a half, which is cool. Um, I'll be right back. Hold on. I know it's dark in my room. I need to turn on the light. I'm back. Where, bro? Where are you? I went to go warm up my coffee in the microwave. Yeah. I have my phone kind of slanted going down a little bit. Um yeah, so these lives are just to gain my hours so I could try and get to my monetization. Um so basically I gained 50 subscribers in a month and a half and I just gained 26 hours last night. So within one day, it was at 1281. Now it's at 1307. So 1,307 hours. So I was at 1281. Now it's at 1,307. So I gained 26 hours in one night, which is really good. You should do what? Um, I don't know what it is with the month of March and April, but it seemed like people that are tuning in into YouTube are looking more at vertical lives. So, or it could be the people that is sharing my YouTube page, because I've seen more of that of another YouTuber that is sharing me a lot. Shout out to Nikki Lee. Shout out to Nikki Lee. She always will say my name on her live whenever I pop up. She always mentions me. And I'd be like, "Oh, I'd be like, damn girl, you don't have to do that." And so when she does that, they all look into my page saying they go to my page and they subbed and stuff like that. So, oh yeah, you should. You are on YouTube right now. Well, as a user, yeah. I'm gonna keep you guys charged. I don't know, just doing a little talk of what's going on in my daily. Nothing too much. Just getting by. Okay, Yeni Van der. Yeah, I don't know how to say your name. But anyways, so they just hired two people at my work, so I'm gonna have to train one today. One is doing a training of the other is a prep cook, and then my station is dessert. So I gotta handle my dessert station with this person. I don't know what she is. I just saw a name and I didn't ask what she was or nothing like that. So hopefully I don't have to go through talking in Spanish to her, because that's one thing that I wanted to talk about too, about how when you go into certain places, your whole see how I'm like stuttering? Your English kind of stutters because you're so used to talking Spanish to these people. And I feel like I'm in a like stages, or like it's this shit is too hot. A microwave is so hot that I don't like holding it like this. I feel like when you hold it like this, you're like old. I hold it like this. That's how I hold my cups. But anyways, yeah, so it's nothing much, I think I'm ready to do training day, you understand? Because Denzel was a trainer, but I'm not doing the whole I'm not there to get down and get down and dirty to put myself, where I'm making myself where I gotta go look out after some money that was placed. No, basically, mm-mm. I forgot who was saying that. Um, so none of these people know where I work. I mean, these people at work, they don't know I have a YouTube page. Not this job, but the other job do. So you gotta kind of not think ahead, but not do too much. This place right here, I don't tell them that I have a YouTube page, so they don't know anything. And the thing about it is that you know how Latinos they fit into a business where it's more like having whites and Americans to place the lower income or like the people that slave and shit like that. Like I look at these Latinos like that because you're really in there and you're really watching. Um, I put myself to an extent where I learn things from when I go. It could be already things that I already know, which I already do. It's just a repeat from going from kitchen to kitchen and having to deal with people. So it is kind of like I don't want to say like I'm not there just to fuck around. I'm over there to go make some money. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I don't want to say it's easy money. It's just like when you wake up every day and you have to do your routine. That's just what it is. You come from getting off the bed to, either putting a sweater on because it's cold to try and get outside because there's people out there. You can't wear what you want to wear. Then grabbing, your towel to go upstairs so you can go wash up. It's like a routine. So basically, going to work is just like a routine. It's things that you already had faced and is like had gone through, but you didn't make yourself too like how do you say stressed off of like things that you try to be, how do you say, like respectful, to have people respect you back. Like I guess it's just a mutual kind of thing, a mutual type of like energy. I give you good energy, so like I would like hope and wish to try and, you know what I'm saying, to have you um not be like a weird type of, you know what I'm saying, work person and shit like that. And there are weird people out there. Like there's, I don't know, you don't know that people could be like how do you, I don't want to say serial killers, but like, when they go back to a job and then they'll kill you type, like they'll kill three people out of like one group or something. I don't know. It's just like you got to look at shit like that. You know what I mean? Because there's always like weirdos. There's always like two, at least two of them. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I say the kitchen manager, she's weird, but then she'll try and talk too nice to, only because she feels like when everybody's doing good, then it makes her look good, so she gets credited for it, and then act so she'll act so nice and stuff like that, and that's the only time. And I don't know what it's called, but it's like you only do that when you are looking good. You know what I mean? So all that like little talk, oh, you guys are doing good, and like you guys are working hard, and thank, like just the words that she says. It's not even the words that I'm saying. It's more like it's funny as like type of fake ass. And I could tell when people are fake. Anyways, so um I guess there's type of people that go to work and think like they have to be slaves, or they go to work to thinking like this is a business. So I go there thinking like this place is a business, and you can't overlook at some things where you try to make friends and hold it to a point where that's the only thing that matters. Like, um, I did a last night when I was going home, and I did a live because I was talking about one of the coworkers, how she tries to make herself feel good when she's one of those old school oldie kind of like country people. She's from Honduras. And she can't really make too much of good jokes to like saying talking to English because she only speaks Spanish, so she has to express herself with other people like it's just muted, like she's mute. But when there's other Spanish, um uh, um Spanish people that talk in the same language, she that's when she gets, comfortable, and she starts laughing and smiling and stuff like that. I just hope that some of them, as old as they are, know that like it is hard to do. um it's hard to, like, how do you say, keep yourself in your own self, because you're mostly shutting your mouth because somebody that's the head or on top of that whatever uh facility or in that department or whatever is making you do what I guess that needs to be done. But so that's what you have to think. You know what I mean? So some of them don't. They just do it because, some of them do think of like family issues, like health insurance. I think one was like she got to go out of work for 2 weeks because her son is getting surgery. So I guess when they are at work, they think of the money that they're earning because it's not enough. Um, she has a family, so she shouldn't be thinking like that. But some people have to be in tune to thinking something like there's a worriness that they feel like if I um, stop this today, my life will be ruined. Or if I something happens to me, my family is ruined. Like like something in their brain is like constantly trying to think of every moment to like slave to like I gotta make this earn, I gotta make this money because my son is in surgery, and after when he's done I have to pay out of pocket, and that's thousands of dollars. I mean, everybody's different, but it's like I look at the people how they move, and there's certain people that I don't um how do you say, kind of like I don't want to have to deal with people like, I mean, I don't want to say I don't want to have to deal with people like that. It's just like sometimes they get out of character. When they get mad, they talk too fucking much. Just like on my live last night. I don't even want to unlock the fucking shit. But yeah, she was trying to overpower a voice, and that was me, and she couldn't do that. And the fat girl was like looking like, she's like, damn, she's getting at her. Like, and she knew she had an argument with her too. This Honduras girl, 50-year-old, whatever the fuck she is, she used to be shit. Like I said, she's my real good friend from another job, but she needs to stop how she treats other people in there. She thinks that she's the over, I'm the one that has the voice in here. I'm the one that says that when you're wrong, I'm right. And I feel like it's been told, but I feel like, I overpowered and make myself feel good. You can make yourself fucking feel good, bitch, but don't try to, you know what I'm saying? Assume like another person that's working with you and it for some easy, like, just get your fucking work done. You know what I'm saying? It's like you want to copy the paste that I just told you that this is You know what I'm saying? What I'm doing over here. I'm not telling her what to do. I just said it was almost 8 o'clock. She's like, oh, okay, okay. So she knows because me and her work very, very fast. So that's why she wanted to go wash the dishes at night so we don't have to get out of there late because she wants to go run back to her son. What's up, Lost Hero Games? I tune into your channel. You know, I sub to you too. Thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel. So basically, she's like, oh, it's 8 o'clock and there was one cart left, and that's like 20 trays. But 20 trays could lead into 30 minutes of work if you are just like in normal, normal moving around. Like if you're not moving and moving like to clean, then I guess you want to stay overtime. So, everybody's not tripping. Everybody's, in different kind of whatever. Like fat girl over there, she wants to make overtime because she lost 3 days. For me, I lost 5 days, but I'm not tripping off of doing overtime. It's either way how it goes. If I keep moving forward to working here, overtime will always come no matter what, because there's one that's slow. There's two people that came in to start the job today, which one is I have to train. And if we finish late, we don't get in trouble. We just get overtime. But during in between when we do tray line, we can get in trouble um because of the new people not knowing what to do, and we have to constantly tell them what to do. We have to constantly tell them, okay, go get that, or did you do that, or and it shouldn't be did you do that or did you get that. No, for me today is going to be simple. Okay, I'm gonna teach her the real deal type from the finals. Like, how do you say, not the final, but I'm gonna teach this person to doing it very smartly and very sufficient in your timing. So when I do that, I get my shit done within from 3 p.m. to having to start tray line at 4:30. But every cook is different. So one is faster and then one is slow. Filipino lady, she's like in her 60s. She's slow. We start at 5. We're supposed to start at 4:30. African dude, he'll start at like 4:45, 5 o'clock, only because one of the prep cooks has to do a lot of work, and um and he doesn't mind, you know what I'm saying, to start at 4:45 or whatever, but we're really supposed to start at 4:30. Um, I'll get my shit done before 5. That's why he never trips off of me when I'm doing my part. He always, salutes me to the point where he's just like his eyes is like, you know, like he'll say it out loud. He'll say it out loud and be like, "Oh, damn, we're done at this time. Like, damn, we're early." Or, or you guys, I liked how we did tray line. Like I think we need to start keep doing it like that. Shit like that. But Tennessee TV was happening, and Adonis was good. Hey, hey. Yeah, I'm just talking about how I gotta go get to this. Yes, so Tennessee TV and Adonis. I gotta go train today. I just looked at my schedule, and there's a new person that is a dietary aide that will be doing um she'll be in the juice stations, which I used to do in my AM shifts, my 5 AM shifts. But that was before, when I used to have my morning shifts. So I took my 2 day morning shifts off, my Monday and my Friday. But so I gained my Friday as a PM. I was um doing the AM shifts, which was juice. It was a juice station, so that's all the drinks. She'll be covering juice stations for the two other girls that will be having their days off. They stick to me and desserts doing all the hard work. I mean, cuz they already see that I'm fast. Like, so basically, if you don't show, it's almost kind of like you got to meet the standards. You have to be sufficient and good and doing your job like how they want you to in order for you to stay, because some of them could be like, oh, she can't, she's not working too good at it, she's not working too good at it. So they might say something like they might put you in a different, I mean, not even put me in a different station because the other ones can't read English, so they keep them over there. And it's like, why, you know what I mean? So I haven't said anything yet because I'm just doing my job, because she granted me 3 days off. So it's kind of like I do something for you and you're doing something for me. You know what I'm saying? Because really, but see, the thing is that when I did apply over there, I only asked her for 4 days. I really asked her for three. I really asked her for 3 days and she gave me five. And then we kind of met to 4 days. You know what I mean? So I really didn't even want the 5 days. This 4 days is just helping me on just keeping the money that I should be keeping, because now that I see the 4 days could be looking like it's helping me with my saving. So the 3 days would have been like a little bit lower, you know what I mean? But it's all good. The 4 days over there is it's okay. It's just the only reason why I say that is because it's like a 30-minute drive, you know what I mean? Right, Tennessee. No, there's one, she's cool, she's a good helper, but she's a big girl. Okay, she's a big girl, she's slow. The other one that talks too much, she needs to get in tune into what's happening nowadays. She's the old fashioned kind of oldie, kind of like living kind of style. Um, so she's almost kind of like those people that like to make herself feel good when there's nobody giving her attention. It's like she'll try and talk and sweet talk to you, like how she'll, like like that, and she'll show you like what she has, like a snack or dessert, anything that's inside the kitchen. And then I'll be like, like I'll say her name, Yancy. Her name is Yancy, and I'll be like, okay, like, where'd you get that at? And then she'll make herself feel good. Those are times when it's like she has her little free time because she's done. And then she'll see me doing something. And she's just, playing around and stuff like that, making herself feel good and trying to, because she's bored. She don't have nobody to talk to. There's nobody in there that speaks English, and like the African people, they speak English. They don't know how to speak Spanish. So she can only talk to her own people, which is the girls. So when I come over there, she likes to kind of fool around with me because I used to work with her. But the only thing about her is that she likes to make it seem like it's her way. And I'm the type of person that I don't allow that shit if I don't see it in a right way. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I think I said something to make her uh, look over herself and uh, like hoping that she'll become to knowing that she cannot do that to me. She cannot act like how she's acting. She yells and she tells other people of how she feels about them, of what they're doing wrong, and they shut their mouth. So that's why she keeps doing the shit that she does. Now, if I, just like how the outsider people, they were like saying about the kitchen manager when I went to go save the housekeeper from his eyes being splashed by bleach. They were like, "Yeah, you did the right thing. You said something." That's why the kitchen manager, she's like, just do fucking like, when she tries to act mean, just act nicer. Like, just do reverse that shit. And I'm like, you know what? I've been doing that. Like, even when she does say something like, "Oh, you didn't put this in there and I thought I told you." And then just like, act nice. Okay, okay, I got it. I'll do that. Just act like that. And I've been, that's why the kitchen manager, she can't put me in my spot. But she knows that I'm the type of person that is like, huh? We'll do a little laugh, like, what, what are you trying to tell me? Like, if we was outside, it wouldn't be like that. I'd be like, huh? I'd be like, what? She wouldn't tell me what to do because it's business, you know what I'm saying? But I could tell what kind of people these are. They try to talk like how they are outside to the people in the kitchen, which is kind of funny. So you have to talk back to them in a certain type of way and just say, yes, okay, I got it, I will, type shit. You feel me? But once you try and argue back, then that's when they're going to try and catch you. So that's the only thing. You got to be like a little bit ahead of um what you could just, just get your money, you know what I'm saying? Just get through the day. Hmm. A lot of those Latinos get food handler certificate by having a kitchen manager that speaks the same language, or somebody that is in the same facility, just like how they have housekeepers or laundry um, people that are bilingual. So when I say bilingual, it's like they are bilingual. They either are raised here for years and then they still speak, the Spanish, and then they'll connect with them and they'll have them do the test online. So when you do the food handler certificate, it's online thing. And when I used to work at old restaurants, I used to hear, because I could understand Spanish, and the kitchen manager will tell them, "Oh, I'll do it for you." And I'm like, "What you mean? You mean pay?" Because you gotta pay like 30 something dollars, right? But I didn't say nothing. I'm just like, in my head, like, what does he mean he's gonna do it for them? I'm like, like, that's some fucking, no, just because they don't know. Even, okay, even if they change the language from English to Spanish, you can read the Spanish, but they won't get the fucking question. It's like, I'm not trying to say they're dumb at it. It's just people that do house, like home cooked meals, like cook at home, can only deal with certain types of technique and methods that they use from jumping into a kitchen. They can go from country style, from climbing up a fucking coconut tree and grabbing it and cutting it from a machete and using your, like, say, what are they called? Caveman kind of, like, lifestyle, or how they used to be. That's how they think. So they think of things, when they look at things, it's just like movies when they say, like, what the fuck is this, what's a spoon, they don't use a spoon, they use their hands. So there's always talking from one to another, saying, how, what should I do, how to do this, it's always a how from another foreigner. From me, I just, like, if I do something wrong, it used to be where you don't want to be wrong. You don't want to be corrected. I mean, is what I wanted to say. It's like you'll give an attitude most times, right? You'll be like, Okay, well, I try to do it like this, but it's with an attitude. And that's how it used to always be like, right? But I'll cut it off and I'll change my tone of voice and then I'll be like, okay, well, I could have just done it like that and then I'll just, put it where it's easier or something, or I will not put it there anymore. Just kind of listening. You know what I'm saying? So, but before in my beginning of, job places and stuff like that, there's always going to be an attitude. But with staff people, with customers, it depends. Like that's the testing part where they want to test you. Like, well, it's not they're trying to test you. It's like more like you're trying to test yourself to knowing that if you're going to go ahead and finish, um I guess finish your day, or I mean just finish the way how like you would think that you're okay with, but then knowing that you shouldn't be like, having an attitude with customers. And a lot of people will say that. Like that's the number one thing. If you're looking for a job and you know that you can't do that part, then you shouldn't be working in front of customers. You shouldn't be a cashier. That's what people will say with other, and sometimes in a piece of paper that will say, okay, your social skills have to be like this and stuff like that, on applications. So you have to meet those standards and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a game or like a challenge. Um, I beat my challenge when I used to do cashier for, I think I did it for like 4 years. Well, two different jobs, but total 4 years. You know what I'm saying? I was at an Asian supermarket, um, a Chinese supermarket that was all Chinese. And I had a few times where I had an attitude with a Chinese person because they didn't know what the fuck they didn't know what I was talking about. I didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. So it just made me more frustrated. But that's back when I was 20, I was like 29, 30 or something. I think I was 30. I was 30 years old at that time. And it was just frustrating to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, my son was like, what, how old was he? Like 5? So I guess I was 31. I think he was like 5 years old at that time. So, having a young kid, single mother, and working at a Chinese supermarket that they don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and you just, ringing up their shit, and then they'd be like, "Oh, wait, wait," and then they want to go get something, and I'm like, "What did you just want me to do? Did you want me to go on because I already, made the transaction?" And then you're saying, "Wait," like it's just, And then I worked at Panera Bread, which I succeeded. So, um, I hustled my way to first having little kind of like incidents where I'll have an attitude, but then after like 8 or 9 months, it went to dealing with, I perfected it with customers. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a line like a routine, but it's always from when they first come in the door, you have to greet them. It was always, welcome in. I forgot what was my lines when I used to tell them welcome in. Welcome in something, not Panera. I just used to say welcome in something something, like good morning, welcome in. And then I probably was saying something after that, but I wasn't saying the name store though. So, and then after that, they ask a lot of dumbass questions, a lot of dumbass questions. They'll repeat themselves, and it's like you're still with the nice little look, with the nice talk. Yes. So the boss will say, "Can you translate to a bilingual?" So there's two in there that speak English and Spanish. Um, there's two in there that speak English and Spanish. So whenever the boss need to say something like, "Oh, we need to change her schedule. Can you tell her?" Or she needs to go grab the coffee station. Can you go tell her? It's like that type of shit. You know what I mean? Let me put you guys down a little bit. Sonic? Oh shit. Yes. So you understand, Tennessee, cooking at home is different from being inside a kitchen. You're not gonna know questions that they ask in food handlers until you read what is the specific. It's just like you're reading a book and then you get questioned after. You just have to know certain certain rules and certain policies because it's a business. They don't, it's like safety, you know what I mean? So yes, Adonis, they have to learn English for real. Like at least two of them do, but the rest, like, okay, no, three of them, because with the fat girl, she just came in like 2 weeks ago. She speaks a little bit of English. It's still a bad language barrier that you cannot really kind of like, you're like, oh God, like she's giving me a headache right now. Like I'm about to go burst a fucking what is it called? A nerve or a brain cell or some shit. Cause the way how she'll talk is not is no. You're trying to, but it's like you need a translator to come over here so they can understand you, and then you can tell the managers and all that about how you feel. Because she ain't talking to me. I'm just listening, and she's trying to explain shit. You know, if they Oh, okay, Tennessee. I know you told us about that, about how when your brother I know a bunch of people, if it's like how this is, it's a lot of girls. There's only one cook. He's a guy for the PM shift because I work PM shift. So there is a morning shift. He is a AM. He's a guy too, but he's AM and I'm PM. The dude in AM, he's Mexican. He's a AM cook, and then there's an African cook in the PM, and then there's a Filipino lady for PM cook too. She's like in her 60s, but she's a little bit, she's quiet. She'll only say something if something is wrong, like, oh, don't put that there. And then she won't say anything else. She won't be mean, too mean, but sometimes she kind of will with the other girls. But as far as with me, she'll try not to be overly like talkative with me. She'll just say one thing and then that's it. And then she's cool, but but you could tell she's like she's a strict lady. Like her face is always like with the just the it doesn't, she don't look like she's a smiling type person. Her face is just kind of Thomas Bello. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, just getting through my coffee and my little pastry right here. Yeah. I'm gonna stay here for an hour. She doesn't. She kind of will in her own time when she feels like something is probably in the outside with the other Filipino people that work in the staff facility, because her husband is a house I mean her son is a housekeeper, my bad. Her son is a housekeeper. He's a Filipino guy, but big guy. And his name is Tony, and I always talk to him. Yep, he's the one that like makes me calm down from everything, like from what's going on. He'll say my name and he'll be like, "You want me to throw that away in the garbage?" Because I'll go outside to the back pushing the compost garbage, with wheels, and then the garbage, the main garbage. And then he'll be like, "I'll help you with the compost because the compost is heavy. Throwing all that food away in that compost bag is heavy." So at least, some people help me out in the back. Enjoy, right? So yeah, so today's training, I'm gonna start getting ready soon. I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna get off of here in 5 minutes. I gotta go take a shower. Um, but yeah, let's just see. Let's just see how this training is gonna be. I'm gonna tell her from the jump. Um, Once you enter that door, wash your hands because they're gonna get on you about that. A lot of them don't wash their hands. A lot. When I go in there, and a lot of people are right behind me walking in too, they go straight for the locker room. I wash my hands because when I clock in and use that little button thing to punch in, even though it's just one finger that I'm using, and I put my finger on top, I just wash my hands. Sometimes, sometimes I don't because I washed my hands in the bathroom before I enter the kitchen. But in order for to show people that this is what they should be doing, but everybody don't listen. I tell her that one thing, and then the next thing after that, I guess is just showing her from the walk-ins, because putting your stuff away is that easy. The break room is that easy. But now from my station, now you got to be smart. You always don't go automatically to the pantry, to the closet to see what you have. Look at the menu, because this is where I used to get in trouble at. I was never looking at the menu of what my dessert was. I used to, well, of course I was, but I had to, how do you say, jump from one to grabbing it and having to open it, or sometimes if we don't have it, then the alternative. So I kind of got the textures was kind of like something that I had to remember. So regulars are for regular patients that eat regular textures. Now there's four different kinds, and then there's one that is a renal that has, it's not an allergic kind of thing. It's just, I don't know. Renal has some type of like like there's just some type of calcium or iron or potassium that just sometimes the patient is not allowed or something like that. I don't know what it is, but they can't eat bananas, they can't eat tomatoes, um, avocado, something like that, you know. So you gotta make. We don't even use avocado in there, so that's not something. But other than that, it's very easy. When you see Reno, if it doesn't say add a banana, then don't add it. You know what I mean? They'll say it on their slip. So you just got to know the textures, and then knowing that from your timing to make a texture, because there's two kinds of textures. There is a minced and moist. So minced is like minced, very minced. You gotta act like when you're doing desserts, it could be something that is breaded, you know, like say, you know, the apple pie from McDonald's. Some of that will be placed in a whole baking sheet, but not as a shaped pie, but the breading on the outside that can't be eaten by a person that's trying to have a texture from mince and moist, or even as a soft and bite size. So you either have to chop it with a knife, or you want to go place it in a blender. Now placing it in a blender will give you type a little bit of too much of a blend, so you don't want to make it thick. It's just like how you're in tune with cooking, how you're putting your foods together, you know what I mean? You have to just make sure that it's equal to the flavors. So like say apple pie, can it be mixed with applesauce, apple juice, or milk? It just depends. If somebody's vegetarian, and or if somebody is lactose and they're trying to have an apple pie but you put milk in it, is something that you have to remember. You cannot try to make a mistake. So it's like those type of things, you kind of learn day to day, because you'll think that once you're making this whole thing as one, to make a few of them as say a puree, a puree, I'll put all that apple pie inside a blender. But what do you put? Now, if somebody's lactose, you don't put milk, you have to put applesauce or apple juice. So I got to remember that. Yes, I do have to remember that. And all the other shits. There's easy ones. There's like fruits, canned fruits, mandarin oranges, peaches, sliced peaches, diced pears. Those are the most easiest ones. You don't do anything with them, but just puree them when it's needed for a person that needs to eat soft food. You know, a person that's texture is puree type kind of, eater. But other than that, when it comes to the other type of desserts that you have to do, like there'll be a lot that's in the baking situation. But cookies are kind of like the easiest part when it's just placing them on a sheet. But I'm gonna get off of here, you guys. I'm just gonna read the last question. Okay, but there's others that literally don't know anything. I bet y'all have to date y'all supposed. Yes, so she tried to get on me about that the other day. I forgot to label one thing, and she's like, "Next time, I don't want you to do that again." So I'm like, "Okay, all right, I'll do that." And then yeah, so now I carry that shit in my pocket, you know what I mean? Cuz we were so low a stock of everything, markers, stickers, like we had to literally like write on the fucking bin where it's a Sharpie and it's like not coming off and it's like it's just yeah. But no one comes in our kitchen, it's only kitchen staff. So everything it's like we're in jail. We're like in a jail thing and we all have to work until we get off and then that's when we leave. After so many days you have to do it out. It was that, oh wait, after so many days you have it that way. I don't know what you're trying to say. And after so many days you have to go through, I don't know, that way. Was that my first job when I was 16? Oh, okay. All right, well, I'm about to get out of here. I'm about to go take a shower. And hopefully I don't get I don't want to say sidetracked. I just don't want to have to repeat myself so many times when it comes to me trying to tell somebody. I am going to try and have them try to write these things down if they want to bring a piece of pen and a piece of paper. You know what I mean? But if the person is like one of those that don't know how to deal with the kitchen and they're like in this type of thing, then they need a piece of paper and a pen. I don't know what kind of smartness kind of thing that they'll try and get out of this, but normally when people do jobs, they know certain things of what goes on inside a kitchen. So I hope that this person understands and will kind of just make everybody's day kind of cool too. You know what I mean? Because if this person don't, then she's gonna have to have a pen, a piece of paper, and a pen because I'm not gonna repeat, and she can go ask the other people. Yes, bye. Take care, Adonis. Through the after so many days, you have to throw the food out. Yeah, that's part of well, that's dishwashing, right? So after we do tray line, we have to dishwash all of the trays, all three of us. So there's three people in the dish room. There's three people in the stations of dietary aid, and then there's two cooks. Well, one cook and one prep cook. All right, Tennessee TV, peace, and y'all have a blessed day. And I gotta go because I gotta go take a shower. And yep, training.